Good morning, student. Today we are going to see that what are the high spin and low spin octahedral complexes. Now, the word high spin stands for maximum spin of the maximum spin value or total spin value, and low spin is also goes for spin value. So now what is high spin complex? The configuration in which number of unpaired electron are less. The configuration in which number of unpaired electron are less and has a low value of total spin, that complexes are basically known as low spin complexes. That is, number of unpaired electron are less, which directly means that your total spin value are less, and that complexes are basically known as low spin complexes. What is high spin complexes? The configuration in which number of unpaired electron are more and has high value of total spin, that complexes are simply known as high spin complexes. The spin of the complex depends upon the relative values of crystal field, splitting and pairing energy. This statement is very much important. That is, spin state of complex depends on the relative value of CFSE. That is, for octahedral complexes it is del O, and pairing energy, that is P. Pairing energy, it is the amount of energy. Pairing energy is the energy to be required for the two electron to pair up in a same orbital. Relative strength of these two energy depend upon the nature of a ligand. Following are the two cases are possible. Now basically students should note that ligands are considered as weak ligand and strong ligand. So if ligands are weak, it simply means that the splitting of d orbital into T2g and Eg set, that is CFSE value, is a less than your pairing value, CFSE value, if ligands which are attached to a central metal atom are weak. So in that case CFSE value is less than your pairing value. It simply means that there is a no pairing, or pairing is not preferred in these complexes, and because of that, if ligands are weak, they generally goes for high spin complex formation. So if ligands are weak, CFSE is less than your pairing value, it simply means that high spin complexes is prepared. If ligands are strong, it simply means that CFSE value is greater than pairing value. In this case, pairing is not prepared. In this case, if ligands are strong, in this case CFSE is greater than your pairing value. In this case, pairing is prepared, and so strong ligands always going to be a form low spin complexes. So students should note that weak ligands have tendency to form high spin complexes, while strong ligands have tendency to form low spin complexes. Now how student can identify given ligand is weak ligand or a strong ligand? It can be easily find out from spectrochemical series. Generally halides are considered as a weak ligand, while cyanide and your CO are considered as strong ligand. So just see here, octahedral complexes with d1, d2, d3 complex, d3 configuration. If a d orbital contain 1, 2 or 3 electron, they will definitely go to T2g orbital and remain unpaired. Hence always high spin complexes is formed. Now it is important, in your d1, d2, d3 configuration, if ligands are strong or weak, it does not matter, because they always go for high spin complex formation. For example, just see here, in hexaecho titanium 3 plus, generally water is considered as a weak ligand, so it is a d1 system. So obviously electronic configuration after splitting can be written as T2G1 Eg0. If I replace this ligand with cyanide, if this complex is tetracyano titanium 3 plus, cyanide is a strong ligand, no problem at all, but it is a D1 configuration. This configuration is always going to write this T2G1 in terms. So in this configuration, that is basically D1, D2, D3 complexes, your ligand's role does not matter. They always going to be form high spin complexes. So D1 configuration always be written as T2G1 Eg0. If ligand are weak or strong, it does not matter in this case. In D2 configuration, after splitting, this configuration can be written as T2G2 Eg0. In D3 configuration, it is always written as T2G3 Eg0. Examples are hexaeco-vanadium 2+. Role of ligand does not matter in D1, D2, D3 configuration. Students should note that. If your ligand is weak or strong, it does not matter. Your D1, D2, D3 always going to be a form high spin complexes. Now we are going to see octahedral complexes with a D4, D5, D6 and D7 configuration. Now if d orbital contain 4 to 7 electron, there are two types of configuration are possible: low spin complex and high spin complex. It is important, students should note that. Now just see here, in a low spin complexes the ligands are cyanides. In all these three cases, strong ligand, cyanide is a strong ligand, and because of this strong ligand, pairing of electron takes place. So in D4 in a hexacyano chromium 2+ complex, in this case oxidation state of chromium is 2. So D4 configuration is basically written as T2G4 Eg0. But just see the high spin complex, that is hexaeco manganese 3+. In this case, the electronic configuration D4 is written as T2G3 and Eg1. Your electron is not paired in T2G orbital. Same case is here in D5 electronic configuration. Cyanide is strong ligand, because of that pairing is occurred in your T2G orbital, that is T2G5 Eg0. Water is weak ligand here. So it is this hexaeco iron 3+ is also a D5 configuration, but in this case pairing is not possible because water is weak ligand. So electronic configuration after splitting is written as T2G3 Eg2. In D6 configuration, cyanide is strong ligand, so pairing is occurred, that is electron goes and pair in T2G orbital. So electronic configuration after splitting is written as T2G6 Eg0. While here just see water is present, that is in hexaeco cobalt 3+. It is also a D6 electronic configuration system, but since water is a weak ligand, there is a no pairing occur, so it is written as T2G4 Eg2. So we are going to see how electronic configuration, how this configuration is basically written by diagrammatically. Just see here, this is the example of hexacyano cobalt 3+ complex. In this complex, cobalt is basically present in 3+ state. So cobalt 3 electronic configuration is written as Ar3d6. Now I draw 5 d orbital, place one by one each electron. First electron here, second here, third here, fourth here, fifth here and sixth here. In presence of this ligand, that is 6 cyanide ligand, energy of this orbital are increases slightly, but they are in a degenerated state. Electronic configuration written like first ligand, first electron put here, second in second orbital, third, fourth, fifth. After half filled, there is a pairing start. Now here is the important thing, here is the most important and crucial part. When ligands are further approaches to your central metal atom, this set of 5d orbital is basically split up into two sets, Eg set and T2G set. Now important thing is that just see, cyanide is a strong ligand. So since cyanide is a strong ligand, I am going to put first electron here, second in second orbital, third is third orbital, and now cyanide tell us pairing is occur. So I am not going to put my fourth electron here and fifth here. I am going to put fourth electron in a pairing like this way. Then fifth electron comes here and pair this, and sixth electron comes and pair this. Now Just see what happens in the case of weak ligand. It is the most important thing. Students should make note of this. Now in hexa echo cobalt 3 plus, it is also a cobalt is present in 3 plus state here also. So cobalt 3 electronic configuration is written as Ar3d6. So there is 6 electron is present in your d orbital. So first we draw d orbital like this way in a ground state, 1 2 3 4 5, and now I am going to put 6 electron here. In presence of ligand field, increase of energy take place, so I put, but they are in a degenerated state. So 1 2 3 4 5, now 6. Now in when ligands are further approaches to your central metal atom, this set is basically split up into two set, that is EG set and T2G set. Now the most important thing of whole chapter, all chapter is depend on how you to write electronic configuration. So just see here, water is a weak ligand. Water is weak ligand and I have 6 electron. So I am first going to put my first electron in T2G orbital, 1 electron, second electron in second T2G orbital, third electron in third T2G orbital. Now always put fourth electron in EG orbital. Since water is weak ligand, don't pair directly fourth electron in T2G orbital. So fifth electron then goes to your second EG orbital, EG set of orbital, and now 5 electrons are filled up. I have 1 extra electron. Now the pairing start in T2G orbital. It is most important point. Student must note that. Now CFAC is written in this case is minus into bracket 0.4 multiply by P minus 0.6 multiply by Q multiply by del octahedral, because it is the example of octahedral complex, plus Np, where N is a number of electron pair and P is mean pairing energy. This formula is very much important. It is used to solve numerical. Students should make note that how to apply this formula we see in a numerical. Now last case, that is octahedral complexes with D8, D9 and D10 configuration. In this 3 configuration, only one way of distribution is possible, that is D8, T2G6, EG2. There is no other way to write the electrons. In D9, only in this way you can put the electron, that is T2G6, EG3. In D10, T2G6, EG4. Ligands are strong or weak, it does not matter. This is the only way you can write electronic configuration for D8, D9 and D10 system. Now high spin and low spin complexes for high spin and low spin tetrahedral complexes. Generally most of the tetrahedral complexes are high spin in nature. It is important. Most of the tetrahedral complexes are high spin complexes. Now what are the limitation of CFT? According to CFT, ligands are regarded as a point charge or point dipole. This assumption may be look appropriate for small ligand. However, for the large organic molecule just like oxalato acting as a ligand, this assumption of CFT is not correct. According to CFT, the bond between metal and ligands are purely electrostatic or ionic. However, it is observed that this bond has appreciable covalent character. Such bond only formed by partial overlapping of orbital, and CFT says that there is no overlapping of orbital. This is also one of the main drawbacks. CFT takes into account only metal d orbital, while the role of s and p orbital in valence shell is not considered. All CFT theory we discuss the d orbital of metal. The role of your s and p orbital does not consider in CFT. It is also one of the drawback. CFT does not consider the formation of pi bonding. There are a complex which have pi bond in their structure. CFT does not consider formation of pi bonding. It is also one of the drawbacks. It does not explain why some ligands are strong field ligand and some ligands are weak field ligand. It does not give explanation for the fact that water is stronger ligand than OH. It does not explain why water is stronger ligand than your hydroxyl ion. It does not account for the DD transition taking place in the complexes in hexaco-titanium 3+, which already we discussed, even though it is forbidden transition as per your Laporte selection rule. So in next class we are going to solve some of the numerical on CFT. Thank you very much.